Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's October 7th. It's a continuation of the meeting we had yesterday because we were getting in a little late. We're going to start out with new business. Under A is the wastewater facility evaluation report. Rick?
This is my book here. Okay. Monday I got the new prices, the engineers, which we're going to come up with funding. We have CIP, surplus. That Riverside pump station needs to be replaced. Since I've been operating since March, I've probably spent about 21 times going down and up like that before. Probably 60% of those times, been a lower time.
What is it?
That's at the garage, Riverside pump station.
Right, okay.
So, we're not in violation yet, we haven't been in violation yet, thank God, but those pumps are really wore out and we need to get funding to do that, replace that.
Is this the draft for the?
That's a cost estimate,
That's for that single one,
that single one, just that pump station right there.
$102,396?
Yep.
What do you have in your CIP for that?
Don't know. I asked Bridget that last week, we discussed it, and we couldn't find it, CIP.
I thought it was all earmarked. I thought we earmarked it.
There were some lines in there for pumps and stuff like that.
Rick, is that one company that you check with, or?
I checked with several companies, this is probably the one that's gonna be feasible for us and cheaper for us. Actually, the engineer checked it for us. The pumps that we have in there now, that model, they don't make that model anymore.
They're obsolete.
They're obsolete. We can get parts for them. Parts are very, very expensive. Probably more than buying those pumps right there. The piping has to be changed, the valves have to be changed, the gate valves have to be changed.
Well, if expectancy of those pumps is what,
Usually about 20 years.
20 years?
This was changed in '96. So it's less than expectancy there, but
Yes, 48,000.
So how much life do you have left in what you have now?
right now, none.
You're at that peak?
They're at their peak right now, they're wore out to that. I got one pump that doesn't work at all.
Lift pumps and motors, you've got,
Is that the same time?
48,412.
You can combine the two together.
And that was
That's for several pumps too.
at the cost of 5.
That's the cost of the pumps I have now. Like I say, they don't make that style pump anymore.
Another question that came up before about retrofitting those new pumps. Is that, have the engineers come up with a method?
That's what this is.
That's
here.
what this is?
Yeah.
It says we need to-
Now you have here.
$5,000 for install pumps.
Yeah. That's a rough estimate. You have to go out and bid for that. The bids might be lower.
Now, did you have actual bid
No,
results?
we haven't got to that stage yet.
But this is the estimate,
Yeah.
that, you know, that we need to come up with
Yeah.
some funding to at
We need to
least
come up
cover
with
that.
Yep.
On a scale-
And we figured roughly about 140,000. We can come up with $140,000. Like I marked there, we
Yeah,
conservative
the
amount.
amount, the total was 102, but you're looking for 140,
Yeah.
be on the safe side.
Be on the safe side.
And we've got 48, you said?
Yeah,
On that line.
yeah.
But that doesn't mean you can't fund
That's
it from
right.
the bottom line.
And
If that's really required here, that's what needs to be
on a
considered.
scale of 1 to 10, where are you with that pump?
That's the one. There's a major issue. I don't want to go through next spring without having pumps in it.
12,000 on
That's
your
almost a month.
electrical.
That's one of the must things.
Did I be an electrician going in there, or retrofitting the starters or the motors?
Well,
Starters have to
hopefully you have
replace.
Reconnecting your pump.
Reconnecting the pipe.
You don't have a figure on that.
For his total?
Total?
So what you're asking us tonight, Rick, is to get a go-ahead
48,
Start off.
on the bid process?
If we had the money.
5.
We need to come up with the money, so the CIP people are gonna have to be involved in this.
If you want to go CIP, if you want to go budget,
Do
you want to
you-
go loans,
You don't have enough in your budget to cover this.
not my budget.
No.
Surplus?
You know where your surplus is at.
We discussed that too.
Okay.
I don't have figures. She don't have figures, I don't have figures, so.
Got about 83,000.
You're in the CIP committee?
And CIP, Rick, we've got about 83,000 in CIP, from what we're just picking off the top of this list. So that would still leave us short, say 80 to 66, 60 grand. Your surplus, do we have any That's just CIP,
How
surplus.
much did you say?
About 75,000.
But that don't consider his surplus.
75,000, would that get you by?
No, I need a full amount.
You need the whole thing.
And since this print
Ten.
is the only thing we bought,
Hopefully it comes under bid.
there's still another 200,000 bottom line.
There's a major contractor
And
right here
CIP?
working in Buren Air Force Base. I'm hoping to tap on this guy. He actually did the upgrade for Plant Corporation. I work in
Why
base.
do we use bottom line?
I'm kind of hoping since they're here in the county that we come to this.
Why when they made it one lump sum?
It wouldn't be good.
What's this, RAS?
That's a RAS pump, it's a return equity sludge pump. That's a pump we're having problems with also. That's the one that we installed a muffin monster on it.
Yeah.
And we're still having problems with that.
We have a
Is
total
that
of
still plugging up on you?
Yeah.
So that investment in the muffin muncher
Nope.
is no. What kind of warranty did we have with that?
The muffin monster, I would have to look it up. There's nothing wrong with the muffin monster itself, but it's not solving the problem.
That's right, but the intent was to solve the problem and there was some type of warranty on there that it would.
Well, I'd have to look into it, I'd have to check it out.
That was a total of 28,000.
That's an addition.
That was 18,000. 15,000 for the muffin monster. We only bought one,
Oh, we never bought the
so,
second one.
because,
The first one didn't work.
no, that wasn't something I was involved with.
Yeah.
And I was kind of against it from the beginning. Yeah, I knew we weren't gonna solve the problem, but that was my point. And
So we're still here.
So the total CIP amount that we have in the CIP account, I mean, you'll only get it around, I figured you got 83 or
Yeah.
80, let's figure 80.
Yeah.
We got $718,040
Minus the,
minus the ambulance.
let's say we got about 650,000.
So you got $650,000, I think we could pick up the balance through the pump. And if that is a necessity, and it's a real necessity, do we wanna go for a motion here tonight to,
Well,
does this have to go through the CIP committee?
It already has.
It already has?
The money's
Was it
a bit-
approved?
The monies have been approved for the expenditures.
for the total,
140,000?
We didn't know the exact amount.
We didn't know the exact
We
amount.
were waiting for the engineers to.
And it's number two on the list, which is now number one because the
Ambulance
ambulance
has been purchased.
So what that would be if we used up all of his money and then we put in, we'd be using up about $60,000 extra to CIP, and that would be
The CIP committee just reevaluates.
the total.
We,
Yeah.
the CIP, we reevaluated the needs of the community. Number one, the primary need was the ambulance, which was taken care of. Number two, Rick came to us as the department head and told us, gave us his wish list of things that needed to be repaired. We, as the CIP committee, made the recommendation to move it to number two. Now it is up to you, as members of the board, to either expend or not expend those funds for his wish list.
okay.
I'd entertain a motion if somebody has a
Mr.
motion.
Chair, before we make a motion, I got a question to Rick, if I may.
Go.
Okay. Rick, did you seek any other type of funding for this?
I did mention to Dan, we talked about it a little bit, and said that grant money is gonna be very, very hard to get.
Okay.
That's what we're doing.
I know 50-50 matches are easy to get, and we're basically at the 50 now.
Okay.
You know, they're a lot easier to get than the 25% match or the 20% match.
Yep.
If you're willing to put up $70,000, it's easier to get 140 grants, you know.
That's
Tell you,
not-
why don't our motion read that we go with 140 and try to receive as much of that as we can, retrieve as much of that with grants? See, so if we get, say, 50-50, that would anyway split it in half.
Okay.
That would, then we would be, you know, so just put that right in the motion, so whatever we apply for, and if we go for 50-50, if you can, we'll get it,
And if we don't, we'll have the money, no
okay?
matter what.
Don?
Rick, why would all this go out at the same time?
What do you mean?
Well, all these parts that you want and the pumps that you want.
Well, that'd be a complete job. It'd be all done at the same time. I don't wanna change the pumps and not change the valves. I don't wanna change the valves, not change the gate valves or the check valves. Might as well go in there and have one company do the whole job right away.
Can you repair a valve?
No, the valves are replaced probably twice, repaired once, tore up. Those valves were installed in 1970. When that pump station was built. It's corroded, there's very little metal left on it.
And your electrical is rotten or?
Electrical was upgraded in 2000 during the upgrade. But some of the electrical, not all the electrical is gonna be redone. The starters have to be replaced because it's gonna be a different type of motor. And probably something that's obsolete in the electrical panel, we'll look at it, replace it.
A lot of these pumps are going, we different drives now, which means a total different configuration of electricity, so.
Well, we're there, gentlemen, we need it. So is there a-
I'll make a motion. I move that we fund the project for $140,000 from CIP, and we try to get funding through grants.
I'll second that.
Second by Lear. Any more discussion?